For the upcoming match against Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev has started training hard. He is focusing on improving his skills and getting stronger every day. Khamzat knows this fight is very important, so he is working closely with his coaches to prepare well. He is training both his striking and wrestling to be ready for anything in the fight. Everyone is watching closely to see how Khamzat will perform against Dricus in this big match. His determination and hard work show he is ready to give his best. He is also working on his fitness and endurance to last all rounds of the fight. Khamzat is paying close attention to Dricus' fighting style, so he can plan his own strategy well. His team is helping him improve every day, making sure he is strong both mentally and physically. With hard work and focus, Khamzat is ready to face Dricus and show his best performance in the upcoming match.
خلاص خلصنا جراح خلاص بير شوف كيف
However, Sean Strickland gave his thoughts on the matchup between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, offering a candid take based on his own experience. Strickland, who has sparred with du Plessis, said he believes Dricus has what it takes to win, if he can handle the wrestling. He explained that fighters like Chimaev are tricky with their setups and have high-level grappling skills, which makes them difficult to deal with. Strickland, having trained with similar opponents for years, feels confident in his own ability to counter-wrestle, but he's unsure if du Plessis can do the same. Still, he made it clear that if Dricus is able to neutralize Chimaev's wrestling, he sees him winning the fight without question.
Did you see DDP and Khamzat got announced?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's that gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no. They're letting the Harrison.
Do you think he beats DDP or do you think DDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple him. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him. But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I sparred the Chechen, like hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like, are you gonna be able to like counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard.
Ilia Topuria shared a balanced view, expressing respect for both fighters. He complimented Chimaev's fearless approach, noting that Chimaev always goes for the finish and doesn't rely on judges' decisions. Topuria believes Chimaev has earned his chance to compete for the title. Although he is friends with both fighters, Topuria said that as a fan of the sport, he is excited to see the fight and wishes the best for both athletes.
He's the man. He's a savage. He calls him his shots. He finishes his opponents. When he goes inside the octagon, you know that that guy goes for the finish. He's not looking for the decision. That's why I respect Khamzat. He's a beast. So he deserves to fight for the title as soon as possible. We're gonna have an amazing fight because I love Dricus du Plessis. He's a great human being. I have a great relationship with him. I have a great relationship with Khamzat also. But as a fan of mixed martial arts, it's gonna be a very exciting fight. I hope the best man wins, and I wish best of the luck to both of them.
However, Khamzat focused much of his training on grappling as he prepared for the fight. He worked hard to sharpen his wrestling and ground skills, knowing that strong grappling could give him an advantage in the match. Khamzat spent long hours drilling takedowns, submissions, and defensive techniques with his coaches and training partners. This intense grappling practice helped build his confidence and control, making him ready to handle any situation on the mat during the fight. Khamzat included strength training as an important part of his preparation, regularly bench pressing 50-kilogram dumbbells. This heavy lifting helped him build significant upper body power, which is essential not only for powerful strikes, but also for controlling opponents during grappling exchanges. Consistently working with such heavy weights improved his muscle strength, endurance, and overall physical performance. By combining intense weightlifting sessions with his technical training and cardio workouts, Khamzat made sure his body was stronger, faster, and more explosive. This well-rounded approach to training helped him become better prepared to face the challenges in the upcoming fight. Moreover, Jamahal Hill shared his prediction, expressing a slight preference for Du Plessis due to the South African fighter's history of surpassing expectations. Hill highlighted Du Plessis' outstanding conditioning and remarkable strength, which give him a clear edge over many opponents in the division. He also pointed out that Chimaev sometimes loses momentum in the later rounds, while Du Plessis' unpredictable striking could create key opportunities. However, Hill cautioned against underestimating Chimaev's world-class grappling skills, which continue to pose a serious threat to any fighter.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on, so I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too, so it's interesting.
MMA Guru shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, explaining that he used to firmly believe Dricus Du Plessis would beat Khamzat Chimaev without much trouble. He still thinks Du Plessis' physical strength and conditioning might be too much for Chimaev to overcome. However, Guru admitted that Chimaev is extremely dangerous, especially in the first round, where his explosiveness and aggression are at their peak. He said that while his heart wants Du Plessis to win, his mind tells him to be cautious because Chimaev's early dominance can quickly change the fight. Du Plessis will need to act fast and neutralize Chimaev's powerful start immediately to avoid getting overwhelmed and secure a win. The fight will likely come down to who can impose their game plan first and keep control throughout.
DDP? I don't know anymore, man. These guys are, I used to think, you know what, DDP's got him. And I still think that, dude, he might just be too strong to be muscled around like this.
Yeah.
But Chimaev is truly on a different level.
I think DDP beats him.
I think he could, and I am leaning that way.
Yeah.
But now I'm real.
Yeah.
You know, I also want DDP to win, but I'm leaning towards DDP. Yeah. Because I think the idea of Chimaev is a round one guy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. If he takes out DDP in round one, he's got him.
MMA Guru also advised that Du Plessis shouldn't focus only on defending takedowns. Instead, he suggested that Du Plessis take the initiative by attacking early and even trying to secure a takedown himself to catch Chimaev off guard. Guru explained that many of Chimaev's past opponents, like Whitaker and Burns, allowed him to control the pace and set the fight's rhythm. He believes that if Du Plessis applies pressure right from the beginning, it could disrupt Chimaev's flow and force him to rethink his game plan. Taking an aggressive approach could give Du Plessis a valuable edge in the fight.
So this is why I don't think DDP should go out there like, oh,
yeah,
got stuff to take down. Dude, get on his hips before you.
Yep.
You know? And if he stuffs it, so be it. It'll be the least thing he expects. And for a second, Chimaev, who's a killer.
Yeah.
He's a murderer.
Yep.
He goes out there, I'm going to drag this guy in the first round, destroy him. For a second, he goes, what the
Yeah.
If you can snap that on Chimaev for a second, Whitaker, he never had a moment in that fight where he thought, what's going on?
It was like, oh, he got me back.
He was complete composure. Same with Usman. Burns had him re-second guess himself.
Yep.
But all the good first rounds he's had, there's never been a snap in his mental game. That always happens in the later rounds. But if DDP shoots on him, there's a moment in Chimaev's head where he goes, what the f are you doing?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's not this killer in a fight.
Yeah.
Demetrius Johnson said that if Chimaev is unable to get rid of Dricus du Plessis in the early going, his energy may begin to fade, which has happened in past fights. Johnson pointed to examples against Usman and Burns, where Chimaev had favorable positions but failed to finish. He believes that du Plessis' lanky build, unorthodox movements, and persistent output will give him the upper hand. If Chimaev cannot figure him out quickly, Johnson predicts du Plessis will take control later.
If Chimaev cannot get him down,
He will. But yeah.
but let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him,
Couldn't go.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever.
Yep.
But if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is gonna do what he does best.
Yep.
He's gonna be awkward. He's gonna be ha ha ha, do the kicks, and I think DDP is gonna beat him.
Yeah.
Like
I could see it.
I think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional, but I think that awkwardness of the old what did he say? The lanky man style.
Yep.
I think DDP is gonna put in the bag.
Michael Bisping shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, emphasizing that Khamzat Chimaev's best chance of winning lies in securing an early finish. He highlighted the challenge Chimaev faces by pointing to Dricus du Plessis' impressive track record, 23 wins and just 2 losses, including an 11-fight win streak with 10 victories in the UFC. Bisping also noted that this bout will mark du Plessis' 3rd title defense, a testament to his consistency at the top. He reminded fans of du Plessis' notable achievements, including a 4th-round submission win over Israel Adesanya and 2 hard-fought victories against Sean Strickland, one by unanimous decision and the other by a close split decision.
And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus du Plessis straight away. And that's his best bet. Now, Dricus du Plessis, this man's on fire, right? He's 23-2 overall. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's got 10 wins in the UFC. And of course, this will be his 3rd title defense. He beat Sean Strickland by unanimous decision. He choked out Israel Adesanya in the 4th round. And he took the belt, as we know, in a close split decision victory over Sean Strickland way back at UFC 297. But they always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time.
Bisping issued a word of caution regarding Khamzat Chimaev's approach to the fight, suggesting that if Chimaev expects to easily take du Plessis down and secure a quick submission, he might be in for a surprise. Bisping emphasized du Plessis' grappling ability, noting that he once submitted an entire group of black belt jiu-jitsu practitioners, proof that he's no slouch on the ground. While Bisping praised Chimaev's move up to the middleweight division and his dominant performance against Robert Whittaker, he reminded fans that du Plessis is a large, well-rounded fighter who continues to evolve. According to Bisping, du Plessis won't be an easy matchup for anyone, including Chimaev.
And just take down Dricus du Plessis and just choke him out, right? Like he's some schmuck. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's not someone that choked out an entire black belt jiu-jitsu team, one after the other. Then I think Khamzat Chimaev will be in for a rude awakening. Now, of course, since Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds, he's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whittaker, that was so impressive.
Bo Nickel voiced strong confidence in Khamzat Chimaev's chances, pointing to his aggressive and dominant grappling style as a major advantage. As a high-level wrestler himself, Nickel acknowledged some personal bias, but emphasized that the influence of wrestling in modern MMA is undeniable. He highlighted fighters like Islam Makhachev, Merab Dvalishvili, Bilal Muhammad, and Khamzat Chimaev as clear examples of how effective wrestling has become at the highest levels of the sport. Nickel also noted that even fighters known primarily for striking, such as Robert Whittaker, have strong wrestling foundations, further proving the discipline's growing importance in MMA success.
I would, just based on the styles, I just think the grappling style, I might be biased. I'm definitely biased, but I think the grappling style is so hard to beat, and it's so hard to defend against. And I guess if you look at it from a analytical point of view, you have so many. It's really become the dominant force in the sport. You got Merab, you got Islam, you got Bilal, you got Khamzat. You even have you can even look at Topuria. Obviously, people know he's more of a boxing style, and he does a lot more striking, but his background is wrestling. You know, he did that before anything else. And so it's really wrestlers that are dominating, grapplers that are dominating the sport right now. And so I think that I would give the edge to Khamzat.
Nickel also pointed out that while Khamzat Chimaev has looked dominant so far, he hasn't yet proven himself in the later stages of a fight, particularly in the 4th and 5th rounds. In contrast, Nickel noted that Dricus du Plessis has already shown he can maintain his performance deep into championship rounds. If the fight goes the distance, Nickel believes du Plessis could have a greater opportunity to shift the momentum in his favor. However, when evaluating their styles, Nickel still gives the overall edge to Chimaev, largely due to his elite level grappling, which he sees as the deciding factor in most matchups.
But we still have yet to see Khamzat ever fight a 4th and a 5th round. We've seen that from DDP, and so that's where he would have the advantage. You know, if it goes deep, 4th and 5th round, I think that DDP might be able to pull it out. But you know, all in all, I think the grappling style is definitely an overwhelming style to try to deal with.
Tim Welch shared his perspective on the matchup, saying he'd be excited to see Khamzat Chimaev eventually face someone like Sean Strickland, though he admitted that would be a tough challenge due to Strickland's strong ability to get back to his feet. Welch also noted that Chimaev has shown more composure in recent lead-ups, especially when dealing with high-level opponents. However, he pointed out that Dricus du Plessis has a unique way of getting under his opponent's skin. If du Plessis manages to mentally rattle Chimaev, Welch believes the fight could take on an emotional edge, making it even more intense and entertaining for fans.
I mean, I would love to see Khamzat versus Strickland too. Khamzat said in training, I submitted him multiple times. In a fight, it's a little different. And Strickland, you've seen Strickland get dumped before. He is an expert at getting up. He's really good wrestling, really good jiu-jitsu. But just like you said, can you survive the first 3 minutes with that dude? Gnarly. I miss the crazy Khamzat, but now that he's getting into these top 5 elite guys, I mean, it's probably better that he's not crazy Khamzat.
Dude, I mean, that looked like crazy Khamzat to me.
All week being respectful of the press conferences, respectful of like everything.
Yeah.
It was a lot different than he used to be.
DDP has a way of poking at opponents too, though, so you might be able to pull that crazy Khamzat back out of him.
I'd love to see DDP beat him.
Ariel Helwani offered his insight on the matchup, noting that Dricus du Plessis is the type of fighter who evolves as the fight goes on. He suggested that while Chimaev may have the upper hand early, du Plessis has shown an ability to read his opponents and make smart adjustments during the later rounds. Helwani emphasized that even if du Plessis faces early trouble, the momentum could shift in his favor as he begins to understand Chimaev's rhythm and strategy. In his view, du Plessis' ability to adapt mid-fight could be a key factor if the bout goes the distance.
I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out, and I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their upcoming fight? Share your thoughts in the comment section, and also make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen.